On to you, Pisces. Before we begin, I would like to actually give a shout out to homeboy of mine. Um, Quickly starting to become real cool. Shout outs to Danny, aka Lost Boy. I'm gonna post up the link to his YouTube channel in the comment section below. He is basically, I guess, a vlogger in Japan. He's Vietnamese. I think he speaks like 4 to 5 different languages. He's a polyglot. So shout outs to him. And maybe I'll go ahead and actually go to Japan, because I'm trying to see where I can go, because I don't necessarily plan on staying in the United States or this landmass. But anyway, so you have the Strength, the Four of Pentacles, and the Hangman, right? This is for you Pisces, okay? Pisces zodiac sign. Lost Boy, aka Danny, is a Pisces. That's why I decided to give this shout out. But for you Pisces though, this is more so about how a lot of you Pisces very much so are kind of becoming very much so wise in the decisions that a lot of you are making. The Strength card is about a lot of the times resisting what it is that what tempts you, or what would have tempted you if you weren't as wise as what you are now, right? So the Strength represents holding back what it is that you want to say or what you want to do, or maybe you may have wanted to say or do something in the past, but now you don't want to do it anymore because you realize that doing it is a terrible decision if I would have done it, right? Or if you would have done it, right? I'm a Pisces ascendant myself. So the Four of Pentacles right here represents how, and with that wisdom and everything, it comes, like I said, restraint. But not just restraint, but also the ability to pay attention to what's actually happening to you, right? What's going on. It's not, because that's another thing too, right? When it comes to relationships, there's an art to it. You want to go fast enough to where it's not stuck, but you want to go slow enough to where it's not you making stupid decisions and making very drastic decisions in a very short period of time. You just met this person and you're moving this person in within 2 weeks of literally knowing them cold turkey to now 2 weeks later, right? You got this person moving in with you. That's not something that you legitimately want to do, right? Maybe you want to, but I wouldn't suggest it. The Hangman right here represents and the Hangman actually is Pisces, major arcana, right? It represents Pisces. So you're very much so in your element. And what the Hangman right here represents is a lot of you Pisces very much so are, like I said, you're being very watchful because of the Six of Pentacles, right? That's the next card coming up. You Pisces are looking to make sure to see that after a person talks all this stuff, or they appear to be one way, that they're not just crazy, they're not just putting on a front or saying what it is that how they'll help you, and they're dysfunctional, because Pisces, just like Sagittarius, is one of those zodiac signs where people will tell you a lot of things, but when it comes to them actually showing you what they're talking about, what they were just talking about, they end up really faltering. They end up falling through. They end up not really being as good as they tried to make it seem like. You Pisces end up finding out the hard way from experience that they are not as serious about a spiritual growth and finding love and all of that as much as they tried to make it seem. They're not really built for that. So what they do is that they end up steering off in a completely different direction than what was originally talked about, or maybe not necessarily talked about, but what was originally thought of based upon the way that the person was acting, right? Because sometimes this is what happens when we get too many actions and not enough words. Too many actions and not enough words, we can come to our own conclusions about a person that may not even necessarily be true, So this is why it's a good thing to get words and actions. Words alone it's incorrect. Actions alone is incorrect. Why? Because I'm saying that? No, because it doesn't work any other way. Person who's only doing actions and all that other type of stuff, but doesn't tell you anything, doesn't talk to you, doesn't open up, that's not a relationship. Same thing with if they're just talking. It's not a relationship. There's not enough action really happening here. The person is just talking a big game, but at the end of the day, they selling wolf tickets. They're bluffing. They BSing around. They're talking about things, but they're not actually doing anything. So this is why words and actions have to match with one another. So then the things that the Seven of Swords represent, because for you Pisces, right, I'm seeing that someone tried to play you and it didn't work, right? They came to you and, they didn't say anything, but their actions made it look like you were confused about their actions. They would move one way, right? Like you're getting with them, and then they would move another way. And for you Pisces, it started to create a level of confusion. And you Pisces know from personal experience and wisdom, right, the lessons that you've learned from personal experience, that 9 times out of 10, if the person is being confusing, if it's confusing, that's a serious problem. Confusion should not be like the main focus or the main point of the relationship. Like if you Pisces find yourself interacting with someone who is confusing, where they're not making it clear with their words and actions, that's a problem. So the Seven of Swords represents before this person even started to really get started with the games that they started to play, right? Because you started to think about this connection that you Pisces and this person have with one another, and you were trying to get to know them, and this person just comes off as real confusing. And a lot of you Pisces know, oh, if it's confusing, then it means that that's a dub. So you Pisces was like, okay, it's time for you to actually leave them alone, and that's what you did. You essentially drew the line, and you actually gave them a call, and you're like, look, what are we, right? What are we? Because the Hierophant and the Six of Wands and the Queen of Swords, you either gave them a call or you saw them face to face or text message. Look, what are we? And this person started to act dumb. Oh, well, we're not anything. You understand what I'm saying? This is why it's so important to apply pressure. This is why it's so important to have different strategies. This is why it's so important to know the game. Because when you know the game, when you understand human nature, it makes things very much so easy for you, because now it's like you understand, you Pisces now have a better understanding to know that it's not just about words, it's not just about actions, it's about words and actions. And if you do not have words and actions together, it is wrong. Not because I'm saying it, like I said, but because it doesn't work. Too many words, lying too much, BSing too much. They talking too much. Too many actions, when they switch and things are not talked about, it can become confusing real fast, which is a problem. So what do? You put words and actions together. The words and actions are matching over time. Cool. You're going places. This is a relationship with legs where there's a point to it. There's value to it. Cool. If it seems like it's confusing, that's a dub. No relationship should be confusing. You dig? That is not, generally speaking, relationships shouldn't be confusing. So this person started to go off on this tangent about how it is that, right, the Chariot and the Nine of Wands. This person started to go off on a tangent about how it is that, you Pisces shouldn't think too much about this connection that the two of us have and all this other type of stuff. And the Hierophant and the Knight of Wands speaks to how great you Pisces feel, because a lot of you had an instinct to actually apply pressure in that way and find out just what the freak is going on, right? Like, what is actually happening here? Actually bring it up so that the person can't act like they're stupid, or can't play stupid, or can't act like they don't understand, and the relationship is going around and around and around and around in circles. Because you Pisces ever been in those relationships where it is that it just seems like the relationship is up in the air and there's no point to it? So a lot of you understand, hey, you know, it shouldn't be like this. And that you're able to, you're glad that you were able to talk to them, because you were able to actually make heads or tails of what was really going on. But the truth is, Queen of Swords, Chariot, Nine of Wands, the person didn't expect you to actually confront them as to what's going on. They didn't. This is what I'm talking about. They didn't expect you to actually confront them. And that's the thing. People who play games don't ever think that someone who is applying they don't ever think that someone has the guts to apply pressure. This is just the stupidity of hubris, the stupidity of overconfidence, right? So they didn't think that you Pisces had the guts to actually say, what is this? Where are we going with this? Because this person is acting weird. Like I said before, and here they are, make themselves cringeworthy, because now it's, oh, well, they don't even know what this is. And that's why it is that they can't take you seriously, right? They go into this shifting blame, cognitive dissonance type of thing. And for you Pisces, y'all are just sitting back watching them trying to revise history, like, oh, they was never into you, all of this stuff, blah 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 blah. And it's just looking real stupid for a lot of you. So let's clarify the Nine of Wands. King of Cups, Page of Wands, Tower, Judgment, Knight of Cups. So the King of Cups and the Page of Wands is that you Pisces moved on. Like, y'all don't have the time to be dealing with this idiot. The Tower, the Judgment, and the Knight of Cups, y'all are moving forward. They didn't think that you actually had the guts to move forward. That's the thing. They are cringeworthy because they're going to get older. They're going to get older and be in a position where they're going to think to themselves, they passed up. They're going to be thinking to themselves how they passed up on you Pisces. Because they're socially awkward. That's pretty much it, though. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe.